Oh my god, what's going on? I'm doing 2 videos in a day. So I dropped this one video earlier, much earlier. I couldn't get to sleep. I had a toothache. I was a little grumpy. I stand by everything that I said. And I appreciate every person that came into the comments with a differing opinion. And I spent a couple hours today traversing people with various opinions on what happened between Star Wars Theory and Pablo Hidalgo. Because I like to hear that. I like to see what other people in the fandom are thinking. I think it's healthy for us. When he expressed emotion at seeing Luke Skywalker, something that many of us felt, some of us couldn't, that was pure. He's expressed why the character of Luke Skywalker means so much to him. He's expressed what he has and has not liked about the sequel trilogy, about what Disney has done. He's expressed himself. He's pretty much tried to remain neutral and be a positive space in a time where it's there, in a time when it's very difficult to stay positive. The reason that I made my video earlier in the tone that I made it is because I knew most people were going to see this, see that interaction, see this coming from Pablo, and just be pissed at Pablo and just go and that is 100. Pablo's a trash human being. He's a garbage human being. He does not care about the fans. He is a product of Kathleen Kennedy's company culture. So maybe I was a little sensitive. But I still stand by everything I said and the direction that I took in that video. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, all of us in the Star Wars fandom, since Kennedy taken over, we've all been taking hits. Luke Skywalker meant something to me when I was a kid. It's the only movie I remember going to see my grandmother, going to see with my grandmother. It was Return of the Jedi. That means something to me. The redemption arc means something to me. Star Wars Theory survived some shit. F cancer. He survived some shit, and Luke meant something to him. So he cried. And Pablo came at his neck. Like he's come at everyone else. For years. Because KK says it's okay. It's not okay. When creatives are attacking people because they love what they're doing, that's a problem. So about 12 hours after laughing, degrading the largest Star Wars YouTuber, 12 hours later, he decided to correct himself. If you want to believe it, that's up to you. We're going to read it. He says, I wish to clarify that my post, that emotions are not to be shared, was sarcastic self-mockery and was certainly not intended to be hurtful to anyone, and I'm deeply sorry that it was. As a lifelong fan, yeah, right, I appreciate fans expressing how they feel. It's what being a fan is about. Whew! This dude is full of BS. But, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. He also says, we can't all be together in movie theaters or at conventions right now, so express yourself online. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you for letting me know it's okay to do that. Appreciate that. When's the next time you can talk trash? In fact, those of us prone to such displays will quietly live vicariously through your energy. Who is this dude? Who is this guy? Chad here says, hey, Pablo, you've made your contempt for George Lucas and his fans very clear over the years. The Star Wars fandom doesn't believe this any more than you do. This is just the PR team letting you know that you went way too far, like they told Mark Hamill yesterday, and nothing more. And I gotta rein these crazy people in. See, it's been years, y'all. It's been years of this. I know some people are just catching on because they came to Star Wars Theory, who might be your favorite YouTuber, might be the one guy you've been able to go to and almost be like a neutral space or a positive space, as positive as he tries to make it. And, and like what you like. But we've been, the fans who have been fighting against this garbage, we've been dealing with this for years. This is par for the course. This man, Pablo does not mean any of this. He doesn't. He hates you. He still hates you. He's a snickerer, in my opinion. Like Ryan Johnson, right? Rian Johnson will always love the fact that The Last Jedi broke so many people away from the fandom, that it created so much division, that he insulted so many people. He will revel in that because he's a troll. He's an epic level troll. Whatever you want to say about Rian Johnson, he is an epic level troll. Pablo tries to achieve that, but Pablo isn't as creative. Pablo came at the wrong person last night. Pablo came at the wrong person last night because there are few people, commentators in the Star Wars arena that are not considered extremely biased by most. You know, no matter what side you're on, whether you're on the Kathleen Kennedy side of wanting terrible, ideological, hateful, divisive, anti-fan entertainments, or whether you're a Star Wars fan or someone who's checked out. There are very few that can be credited, you can like them or not like them, as making the attempt to remain neutral through all of this. Star Wars Theory is one of those, in my opinion. So Pablo messed up today. Pablo messed up. You exposed yourself to a lot of fans. You exposed the company culture of Kathleen Kennedy at Disney Lucasfilm. You exposed the nature of that company culture. And you did so in a way that you insulted maybe the last dude, maybe the last big voice trying to remain neutral. Now, there's one more thing. I don't want this video to be incredibly long, so there's one more thing that I want to point out, and that is the reaction of Disney Lucasfilm fans. Okay, Disney Lucasfilm ideologue fans, fantivists, not fans, because I truly do believe there are people out there that like what they've done, that are not crazy or trying to indoctrinate your children, or, you know, they're not evil people and henchmen, you know, twirling mustaches and all that. There are just fans out there that just like, that have, in my opinion, a lower threshold when it comes to acceptable entertainments. All right, so here's an account I never heard of. It's probably a bot account. It says, fans, Pablo must apologize or we will continue to attack him. Pablo apologizes. Fans continue to attack, harass, and bully him regardless. Pablo, and you wonder why George left and doesn't want to come back. George left because he got $4 million. Let's be real. He's not hurting. But this is one of the narratives. This is one of the narratives for the bots and the fantivists and the Disney Lucasfilm apologists. People who love that ideological direction. And that is, Pablo didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. He just laughed at someone enjoying something. A product that he's involved with that brought joy to a man's heart, and laughed at him, belittled him. But he didn't do nothing. He's SJW. He didn't do nothing. It's not their fault. It's everyone else's fault. This is the type of mentality people in TFM, people who love Star Wars have been dealing with for years. This whole thing was blown way out of proportion and made to be so much worse than it actually is. There's nothing to see here. This doesn't add on to the long laundry list of other offenses, of attacks by writers, directors, people in the story group, people making comics in Star Wars, all these snide remarks, insults, the disdain to the fandom. It's blown way out of proportion, bro. It's blown way out of proportion. Pablo, I have great respect for you. Nothing has changed. Thank you for all your work. Miss Rebels retcon and all the different times we got to see you drink coffee. That's some soy-based shit. Like, I don't even know where to go with that. That's just soy-based. Hey, Pablo, I just hope this whole drama fades away and the fandom menace stops with this harassment. It is really unfortunate that this is what Star Wars fans have become since the prequel days. Happy 2021. Wow. You know what? It's not even TFM you got to worry about there, Major Rosses. It's the people who've been trying to stay out of it. It's people who don't want to know at all. They just want to talk about Star Wars. They don't want none of this garbage. All the garbage that Kennedy pushes. It's not TFM you should be worrying about. It's every other fan that's tried not to get in this fight for whatever reason, that has tried to stay as far out of the politics of it, which is damn difficult to do in my opinion, because that's all Kathleen Kennedy's company culture is about: identity, politics, and division. But people who have just tried to enjoy Star Wars theory and that neutrality, those are the people you gotta worry about. It's a shame that it took us, the excuses that we have had to this point. You know, all of the excuses, all of the, oh, they're just toxic people, oh, they're just shills, oh, they're just hate mongers, oh, they're just hate click channels, or oh, they're not real fans, they're just haters and racists and Nazis, and all the stuff that we've endured. Claims of misogyny and sexism and all the stuff, all the projection that Kathleen Kennedy's company culture has done, that Pablo has done. It's a shame that it took the most respected Star Wars YouTuber to get treated like complete trash by someone at Disney Lucasfilm. It's a shame that it took something so inspirational to many people, seeing the Luke Skywalker we always should have gotten represented on screen, or something within the realm of it, something that brought people together, something that created excitement. It's a shame that it took one nasty person who has developed his career under Kathleen Kennedy's tutelage to step on someone who Luke meant a lot to. Whatever we think of Star Wars theory, that character meant a lot to him. I'd like to be in a time and space where something good, especially in 2020, something in this terrible year, where something good can have happened that some of us were able to thoroughly enjoy, and it not be stepped on. But maybe it's time for all of us to come together and demand the expulsion of Kathleen Kennedy, her ideologues, her bad company culture, her anti-fan stance, the ejection of people like Pablo Hidalgo. It's time for them to move on. It ain't going to change until they're gone. And even after that, it's going to take time to weed that negativity out of there. That toxic company culture. It's going to take time. Thank you for listening, guys. Hail to the fandom. All of you. Let's be good to each other. While we're doing that, let's all recognize the problem. And the problem isn't you, and the problem isn't me. The problem isn't the fandom itself. It's the toxic people in creative control that have sought to divide us along lines in a place where we should all feel welcome. Be good to each other. Peace.